Hello Aries, Aries Rising and Aries Moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week of October 9th, 2017. And just a quick reminder for y'all out there, if you ever want to get a session with me, you do need to go to my website, integrativemysticism.com. It's where you can schedule a session right there on the app, or you can order a downloadable video file. So, what is going on with the astrology for you this week? Well, on Monday itself, and going into Tuesday a little bit as well, so 9th and 10th, we've got Mercury, planet of communications, haste, and speed, in Libra, in your 7th house of partnerships, your closest one-on-one relationships, forming a 10th square to Pluto, currently in your 10th house of career. And this can actually bring out a situation where we kind of find something out, either through a partner, or somebody we work closely with on the job about something that we maybe weren't supposed to know, or something we aren't supposed to know yet, or maybe that's not supposed to be public knowledge. Now this could be something that, you know, maybe be something that kind of accidentally slips out. You could be finding out some news that's, you know, going around the upper echelons, or something that maybe just sort of an interesting bit of news you're not supposed to come forward yet and not supposed to act on yet. When Mercury squares Pluto, again, we find out information we're not supposed to have, which can be advantageous unless we give up that advantage by spilling the beans. So be very, very mindful of how things turn around there. On the 11th, okay, we have Mars, planet of action, energy, and conviction, in Virgo, forming a 10th square to Saturn. And this is going to be between your 6th house of work, reputation, your physical health, your schedule, and your 9th house of higher education, government and legal proceedings, as well as culture, travel. And there could be something that comes up with Mars square Saturn. You know, I always tell people, whatever happens, there's an ideological clash going on today. This could be an ideological clash in a religious situation, an academic situation, a political discussion, or possibly even something that, you know, could actually really challenge your reputation with a friend, or perhaps even really put a friendship, you know, in a very, very tense, risky spot. So I highly, highly recommend that whenever we have Mars square Saturn, you play in defense, not offense, during this week. We don't need to, you know, burst any bubbles or cause any rifts where there isn't anything absolutely necessary to do so. But with Mars square Saturn, you know, sometimes those arguments come up in, you know, I guess you could say, in the worst of timings. So just be mindful this week about how that goes. So what's going on with your cards this week? Well, for your spiritual advice, we do have the card of the dog. Alright, so the dog is talking about rewarding and, I guess you could say, maintaining loyalty by giving... That's an update. By giving your, I guess you could say, those most loyal to you, the positive reinforcement that they need. And this is a week where you've got to pay attention to where do you have positive reinforcement that you're giving to those that you love, and where do we need to be turning that around? The dog can be kind of it turns the focus on us and our behavior. It's one of those cards. But it usually does call attention to the need to pay, you know, okay, well, maybe there's a situation where somebody who clearly deserves more positive reinforcement in my life isn't actually getting the credit or the love or the whatever that they deserve. And it may not necessarily even be your fault. You know, sometimes things happen in our lives where, you know, maybe one kid is, you know, needs more help, and another kid is kind of getting demotivated, but we don't know because, you know, we can't really pull our focus, you know, to shift in that direction. Or it could be happening between two friends, or it could be happening between two clients, or it could be happening between, you know, two relatives. But this week it's very important to pay attention to how you're doling out that positive reinforcement, okay? Because it can change how a person feels about, you know, their relationship with you in whatever context it is. For your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and your finances, we do have the Ace of Pentacles upright. A very, very lovely card when it comes to the work and finances, because this does indicate some kind of brand new beginning that is going to be an upgrade that lasts the test of time for you. Usually the Ace of Pentacles can indicate either a new job offer coming your way, or this may even be just a new role or a new dream assignment in the offering for you as well. Again, the Ace of Pentacles is not a card that just kind of is here today and gone tomorrow either. So this is something that will become a part of your regular routine, and again, a part of your regular cash-in or profit expectations, which is really, really nice. What I think the Ace of Pentacles is talking about, though, could be coming from, again, whatever secrets we find out with that Mercury square Pluto. Squares indicate pressure, but not necessarily negativity. So this could actually turn out to be a really, really good week. For your communications with air, when it comes to your friends, your relatives, the others in your life, we do have the Four of Cups reversed. And it does look like somebody around you is kind of changing their personality. They're trying to break out of a rut. And they're kind of they're acting really, really out of character. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they're always going to be acting out of character in a way that, again, is bad or unsavory. But, you know, in a lot of cases, when it comes to this card, sometimes we tend to see people, you know, maybe go too hard too soon in whatever this shift they're doing. And this may be bringing along that ideological clash that we talked about before. The Four of Cups reversed doesn't say that this person's going to be this way permanently. They may be just trying to find themselves, but this identity crisis is also, you know, pushing some interesting boundaries. Let's just put it that way. For your challenge this week with fire, we do have the Ten of Cups upright. This card is actually a lovely card to get as a challenge because it does indicate, again, there's really no overarching challenge theme this week. The Ten of Cups is the happily ever after card. It's the card that talks about ongoing peace and ongoing emotional satisfaction. So when you get this as a challenge, it's kind of like, okay, can we actually go through these little hiccups, whatever they are, without actually letting, you know, like say, a bad day ruin a week, or a bad 2 hours ruin a whole day, which is not necessarily like the worst challenge that you could have. The Ten of Cups upright is saying here, again though, we also will need to be paying attention on promoting unity. You know, going back to, again, that how are we doling out the positive reinforcement and that gratitude through action for those people who are most loyal to us. But that's always an act of love anyway, so it's not a chore. Probably won't be a challenge either. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, we do have the Temperance card reversed. And this card is honestly talking about a situation where you and a partner or you and a crush may be having to, you know, have a sit down and just simply agree to disagree this week on where a certain part of your guys' relationship or your guys' connection is not gelling. You know, and it's all about learning how to make that work and have a relationship anyway. It certainly is not going to end the opportunity to have a good relationship with this person. But sometimes we do need to make accommodations for one another. And the Temperance card reverse is just saying, look, we may have been or we may be caught in trying to force things to blend that aren't going to blend. Let's get over it. You know, the Temperance card reversed, you know, it's like, okay, well maybe one partner really wants the other partner to have the same kind of diet that they have, or the same kind of religion, or whatever. You know, and I've brought it up before, you know, these things are bridges that we can build over whatever the issue is. You know, I come from a family, I think I told the Libras this last week, where, you know, my family is really divided politically. You know, my mother's side of the family is, you know, is definitely a lot more conservative. You know, big military family, and then my dad's side of the family is very, very much on the progressive side. And so, you know, in my case, and the way my family, you know, and my brothers and everything, we all handled it. We just, I mean, they made it work. So, you know, it's like we can, you know, we know how to talk, you know, to people when we're talking to them as individuals. And that's kind of the thing about the Temperance card reverse. It's like allowing people to be individuals. You know, don't try and address the relationship as a unit. Make your relationship be with the individual, and you'll be okay. But stop trying to make things blend that just won't blend, okay? So that is what we've got as far as your horoscope this week. Looks actually very, very easy breezy from the looks of it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com.